Okay.
Well, this is the various frequencies of a chocolate milk glass. That's MK, and I'm Julia.
And that's Julia. Or is it Julia MK?
No, you'll never know. It's story time.
Okay. Well, are we gonna tell the story before we go?
I don't know, should we?
Well, let's go ahead. So we weren't really gonna do this lab. We were gonna do one on tennis, and that didn't really work out. So we were just sitting at Julia's house, playing with chocolate milk glasses, and then we were like, wow, maybe we should do a lab on this. So we did a lab on this.
Sort of.
Sort of.
The purpose was to find the difference in frequency of a chocolate milk glass and varying liquid volume of liquid in the glass using the same glass. And the other purpose is to see the difference in the frequency when you vary the density of the liquids you use.
So we did this by using a microphone and Audacity to record the sound. Then we would put the data in Logger Pro, but it's a lot more complicated than it sounds. So yeah. For part one, we used 4 different water volumes, 50, 100, 200, and 300. Then we used the microphone, which was basically just an iPhone speaker. You know, just hold it up to there. Yeah. And we recorded the pitch created by your finger when you rub it around the wine glass. And this was done 4 times.
Sorry, the what?
For the chocolate milk glass.
Thank you.
And of course, what is that again? I don't know what that's called. Do this 4 times, and you analyze the data. Yes, it does. In the graph, volume of water versus average frequency. And then for part 2 was the different densities. So we used water, milk, and corn syrup, and we kept that constant at 200 milliliters. So we poured this into the same glass, but making sure to like clean it out before so that you wouldn't get any error, hopefully. And we poured it into the glass and basically did the same thing as part 1 and recorded it 4 times for each.
Our hypotheses were as the volume of the water increases, the frequency would increase, and our part 2 hypothesis was as the density of the liquid increases, the frequency of the milk glass would decrease.
Okay, well this is where the sad part comes. So, yes, it is very sad.
It's actually kind of depressing.
It's really,
Because I spent
depressing.
all this time.
Yes. So, no, don't.
Yes.
No, you need to.
Okay, fine.
So, for our data, as Julia was.
Data.
You're both correct.
Data.
Yeah.
Data.
You know what? For that, we
Data.
Okay, thank you. We Julia we wanted to get this done in a timely manner because we had to restart our lab, and so she recorded the all of the frequencies, which was like 30 frequencies, over 30 frequencies on her phone, and sent them so that we could analyze them.
I sent them to MK one by one. That
Yes,
was a lot
one
of
by
work.
one. And what happened was that we actually the file from the phone was not the correct file to be put into Audacity, and so first we had to take that file individually
into iTunes.
but then
convert it to something different.
Yeah, convert it, but then the iTunes that I had was not the correct version, so I had to update iTunes because I don't use iTunes, so I had to update iTunes, and then iTunes took forever to update, and then we couldn't convert it. Yeah, we couldn't put it into Audacity because every time we thought we had converted it to the right file, it kept saying when we tried to enter it that this was the wrong file, and it says it wouldn't import. So Audacity did not work out.
Neither
That would be
did
cool.
Logger Pro.
Yeah, neither did Logger Pro. So we tried both of them. So, but we resorted.
We did research.
Yes, we did research.
We found that online, we found data from online, and we found that the relationship between volume of water, as volume increases, frequency decreases. And then for part 2 data, we found as density increases, frequency decreases.
Yep, this was actually corn syrup, so we used corn syrup.
We did use corn syrup
So-
in our trials.
Yeah.
Because in this lab that we found, it was they they just
They-
added percent of corn
Yeah.
syrup to amount of water, and that increased the density of the liquid. And so as the density increased, the frequency also decreased. Sorry. And then these are our errors.
So of course there's an error with not using
iTunes
Audacity.
and Audacity. And then error that could have occurred in our lab was different like pressures that you put on the glass with your finger as you go around.
Really kind of like a bum bum.
And then like different frictions between your finger and the glass as you went around. Conclusion.
So actually, our hypothesis for part 1 was wrong. The data that we found actually predicted that as the volume, we predicted as the frequency increases, that the volume would also increase, but it was actually the opposite. So as the volume increased, the frequency decreased. And then for part 2, our hypothesis was correct. We said that as density increases, the frequency would also decrease. So we actually really tried hard on this. We worked hours and hours trying to get it to work, and we did all the datas, and we could, whatever. We couldn't convert anything into recordings, so yeah, it's very sad.
And that was before
Yeah,
about the
that's-
tennis, so we tried to do something with tennis, and that didn't work either because the accelerometer wasn't the right direction and a bunch of other things.
Learn how to use an accelerometer before trying to take that.
Okay,
Trying to take stuff.
that's it.
Questions?
Any questions? None. Don't go all go at once, you know? Yes.
One of your links didn't say chocolate milk glass.
I didn't see that. Are you sure about
Where
that?
did you see
I'm
that?
pretty sure about that.
Well, we're not going to go back there because, they're chocolate milk glasses. And if it's
Obstruction of
anything else, then,
justice.
Yes, Doc.
yeah.
Can you draw the approximate shape of the chocolate milk glass on the board, please?
Which board?
That board right there. I don't care. That board, sure. Yeah, that'll work. Let me tell you a story. I went to Europe this past summer, and I was in Venice actually for a couple days, and there was a man on the street who was playing chocolate milk glasses. He had them filled with water.
They go ding, ding, ding.
But after
Yeah, like an orchestra. It's amazing. You know these punks?
So like after a good 10 minutes of taking the data by yourself and just like circling it around like over 30 times, it gets like really bad.
Even just
ringing in
listening
your
to
ears.
it.
It all just melds together and it's all the same.
You don't love it as more?
Yeah, and then iTunes wouldn't stop playing them.
It was like small at the top. It was a red chocolate milk.
Yeah.
You spell color with a U?
It was pink chocolate milk. 'Cause you know there's pink chocolate milk, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Strawberry.
The pink strawberry chocolate milk. glass.
Real.
Strawberries.
It was like small up here and then it was small and then it got big. And, it
And
came back
you
down.
have your special green chocolate milk, or yellow, greenish yellow. Yeah.
I put my.
I thought you said it was a red chocolate milk.
Hey,
That's
we
so
changed it
weird.
up.
You can put whatever you want.
Yeah,
in
you
your chocolate
put
milk
a few drops of food coloring in there, and then voila. you have
Absolutely.
it.
It looks like a cup they might use when you are an adult as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
For sparkling grape juice, right?
Sure.
Maple
Sure.
syrup.
Thanks again.
Or gasoline.
Yeah. Okay.